So I finally got around to watching Alita Battle Angel, a film produced by James Cameron and directed by Robert Rodriguez. I watched it in 2D. I know it's meant to be watched in 3D. I could tell right off the bat. There were a lot of 3D elements in the movie, and I am actually a big 3D film fan. So I will definitely watch it again in 3D and give my final verdict. But as of this moment, on my first viewing, I did not like it. I didn't hate it or anything, but it really didn't resonate with me at all. First of all, I'm a huge Robert Rodriguez fan. I haven't seen all of his films, but I've been watching his film for some time now. Some of his films like Spy Kids, of course, Four Rooms, a lot of other movies that he's won awards for, like El Mariachi, Sundance film. He's won award for that, and I believe he made that film in such low budget, and I think he's definitely a R-rated filmmaker. So him doing a film like this, it kind of felt weird at first. I was kind of thinking, why is he doing this film? To be honest, I haven't done any research. I haven't looked at any of the behind the scenes or anything. So fill me in on that. Sorry, guys. But well, to be honest, it just didn't look like his film. Being this film being produced by James Cameron, obviously he was a producer and not an executive producer, which means he's more involved at the scene. So it kind of felt to me that James Cameron had much control over what Robert Rodriguez wanted to do, because his style is much more aggressive. Like I said, like as in like he likes R-rated films. He likes a lot of blood. He likes a lot of I don't know, this. He's got this unique, awesome character to his films, and I didn't really see any of that. So I was kind of disappointed in that term. So I don't know. I just kind of wished James Cameron himself directed it rather than having Robert Rodriguez film it or directed it. But yeah, so that was one of my concerns after watching it, and I was kind of excited to go see a Robert Rodriguez film, but I didn't really get that. So yeah, that was one thing that kind of bugged me. So as you can see already, or you probably figured it out by now. This sort of a short review it's not even a review. It's just my thoughts on the film is going to be filled with negative points, most of it. Some good points, of course. So sorry for the guys, all of you guys that like the film. It's completely fine. I might, I usually, end up liking movies. Many times I end up liking movies that I really don't like on my first viewing, so it might change over time. So full respect to all of you who liked this movie, and I'm not saying it's a bad movie or anything. It's just my opinion. For me, it just didn't resonate. Okay, so let's start off with what I liked. Oh, and by the way, sorry, I'm going all over the place. The pictures, I mean, the video you're seeing in the background is the movie theater I went to, and they had the I guess it's a full size maquette. I don't know what you call these, of Alita. And I think I just watched one of the behind the scenes footage, and I saw a very similar maquette, and I was kind of thinking maybe it's the same one. I don't know. Maybe they brought it here in Japan. So it's pretty cool. It was pretty detailed, and it didn't really look that good from far away, but when you get really up close, it's super detailed, as you can see. And they even had the sword that she uses in the movie and everything. So it was actually pretty cool to see that. But yeah. So the things I liked. Let's see. Definitely the CGI by Weta. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. The guys that did Planet of the Apes, the reboot, and a whole bunch of other great CGI filled films with Andy Serkis. Yeah, they do an amazing job. I actually think they are the best CGI company, doing motion tracking and all that. Their technology is just beyond everyone else. So the CGI of Alita herself was just amazing. Her small like nuances and like her facial expressions, her subtle movements, everything. Her big eyes, the way her hair moved. It could have been. I think it could have been better, but hair is a really, really tricky thing. I think. I'm not a professional or anything, but I think they did a really good job. So the CGI was just out of this world. But I think that, in a way, kind of ruined the movie, because Alita was so good looking. Everything else kind of looked off, in a way. I know it was shot in digital. I could tell right away, because it felt very flat, and maybe it's due to me watching it in 2D as to it's meant to be watched in 3D, but it just felt very flat. The live action footages, so the composition or the compositors, I don't think really did a fantastic job when they composited the CGI and the live footages. But I don't know. It might have to do with me watching it in 2D. It'll probably look much better in 3D. I can imagine that. But like the color palettes and everything, it kind of was off for me. So I'm a very visual guy, and what I mean by that is I look at when I watch a movie, the first thing I look for is what I see, and if it's off even a little bit, I kind of get annoyed and kind of throws me off. So that kind of threw me off. But again, I'm saying that the CGI of Alita was so good that I think it kind of ruined the other parts. So Alita CGI, I give it an A plus. Not too real, not too fake, just the right amount. The whole city, the environment looked okay. It could have been more detailed. I don't know. Maybe it was just the movie theater I went to. Maybe they didn't have a good projector. I mean, it's those things do matter. And although I think I did go to a pretty good theater, it might have been the projector that had the problem. But so let's see, what else? So everything other being shot in digital. Correct me if I'm wrong again. I think I'm definitely sure it's shot in digital. I mean, there's definitely no way they shot in film for this one. But Robert Rodriguez, when he made Once Upon a Time in Mexico, where with Johnny Depp, they did digital photography, and that one didn't look anything like digital. It had so much depth in the look, and there was a little behind the scenes footage in that movie on the Blu-ray or the DVD back then, showing how they created that film look, and it really added so much. So I kind of wish they kind of did that with this film also, giving more depth. But again, having it made for 3D, I guess they didn't have to do that. So I don't know. I have to watch it in 3D. Also, the Alita's CGI motion capture again by Weta was perfect. It was really good. She looked really realistic moving. But another thing that bothered me so much was how they edited the film. They did I don't know what happened, but they did a really bad job, I think. A lot of continuity errors. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I wasn't paying attention, or I don't know, maybe it's just me, but like you would see Alita in one position, and when the camera switches, she would be in another position, and it just didn't connect. I mean, the continuity was just way off, and watching a movie, those things kind of bugs me also. You guys might think I'm weird, but I kind of look for those. I mean I don't look for those, but they stand out when it's off, and a lot of that did stand out. So I don't know what happened, but maybe they cut out a lot of things, and it being all CGI, I mean, Alita being all CGI, maybe they kind of had to make compromises and whatnot. And the soundtrack, the music, I'm a huge soundtrack buff, and I was also listening to that, and that really didn't match or go well with each of the scenes. You know, the soundtrack shouldn't really stand out, but for this movie, it did stand out in a bad way, and didn't really go with the film or each of the scenes or each of the emotional points, and so that kind of bothered me. The live action parts, we have huge, like major, like good actors. In this film they had Christoph Waltz, Jennifer Connelly. I mean, just those two. I mean, they're like super, like famous actors, and I, I don't know. I mean, they just well, Christoph Waltz, I think he was kind of doing his usual thing, but Jennifer Connelly, I don't know. She just, to be perfectly honest, I think the movie wouldn't have been any different if she wasn't even in the movie. I know she has some key points, but I don't think she really needed to be in the movie. I mean, she just basically, it felt like she was just reading off the script. Not much emotion. Yeah. So yeah. So kind of bad acting or bad direction on that. And Hugo, the love interest of Alita, was okay at best. I didn't feel any, well, I wouldn't say any, but I didn't feel much chemistry between Alita and Hugo, and how they would fall in love. I can kind of see them as being friends, but I think that's due to the whole script and how the storyline was presented and everything. But they needed a lot more scenes of them working together, or show scenes of them really, really needing each other to survive, literally. Like, I'm gonna have some spoilers, or maybe not spoilers, but I am gonna say some of the plot points. So if you want to avoid any spoilers or anything, you've probably already watched it by now. But like when Alita gets the suit, the super suit, whatever you call it, from the ship in the lake, which is followed by a scene of her being totally defeated by that tentacle guy, the tentacle half human villain. You knowing that she already has the suit, it doesn't, I mean, you already know that even if she gets defeated, she's just gonna use that suit. So there's no point in that, of that battle. I mean, it just defeats the purpose of that battle. So what I would suggest, or what I wish they did, was they would rather have it the other way around, just invert the whole thing, and it would have been so much better, in my opinion, if if she gets defeated by that octopus tentacle armed dude villain, and then she basically dies, or she's about to die. Even Dr. Ito can't save her, and Hugo and all the other friends, are there, and they're all crying, and they're all sad, and they're doing everything to save her, but they can't. And at the last moment when she's about to die, she says something to them like about the suit, or maybe there's something that could save her. And and they hear that, and they all get together as a team, and they kind of go on a mission to get that whatever, which is the suit. And so if they show that, them really wanting to save Alita, and doing and going and figuring out what is going to save her, and going into the lake or whatever, wherever the suit is, and maybe solving futuristic puzzles, whatever they need to do that's near impossible to do, and gets the suit, brings it back to the Dr. Ito's hospital or the house, and present it to Dr. Ito. But still, at that point, Dr. Ito says no, because it's such a difficult task, and she's almost dying, and and they're in shock because they're really happy that they got the suit, and they think they can save Alita, but they can't, because Dr. Ito says he can't. But Dr. Ito is also sad, so he works days and days, and finally after so much work, he finally figures it out and gets the suit onto Alita, and barely saves her. And now that showing that will be so much more dramatic and emotional. If I were shown that, I would probably be in tears, and there would be so much chemistry between Alita, Dr. Ito, and the whole Hugo, and his friends and her friends, So, I know this isn't the original storyline of the manga, the Japanese manga. By the way, I'm Japanese, and I'm sorry, I haven't read the original manga or the comic. I didn't know about it even before. I didn't even know about it until I heard about this movie. So I might read it afterwards. Yeah. So what I'm saying is, they could just kind of flipped the storyline there, and I think it would have made a huge difference. Yeah. So in in a sense, I don't want to bring up the the Mary Sue thing, with Star Wars, Rey, and all that, but I think Alita kind of fit in that category, in a sense, because I know she did some training and all that, and tried hard to get her memories back and everything, but I don't it didn't feel like she didn't need that much training, or she worked hard getting her memory back or anything, and she was just strong all the time, and she could just kick everyone's butt. And yeah, like so like another thing I would have wanted to see was like at the beginning, when the four-legged spider security droid, I don't know what's called, was kind of walking down the city aisle, and she's all of a sudden jumps in front of it or something, and she makes that fighting pose, and I was like, what, and but she just does that, and she's like, okay. And I don't remember, was it Hugo that like kind of saves her from getting hit by it or something, or maybe, I don't know, I don't remember. Anyways, but or what, maybe she like kind of ducked underneath it with like super fast move or something. But if she kind of, it would have been so cool if she did that pose, and right after she does that, I mean, she's lost all of her memory, right? But how is it that she knows how to do that pose, that fighting pose? So it would have been so cool if she, right after she did that pose, that fighting pose, she would kind of like look at herself, look at her arms, like her posture, and be like, what am I doing? And that would kind of give us, like, resonate with the audience that that we don't know what she's capable, and she doesn't know what she's capable herself. And that kind of, those little like subtle things really, needs to be there, I think, to really sell, what she's going through, what she's going through at that point of her life. I mean, she's just it's her first time out in the streets, and yeah. So okay, so that's one thing. Okay, here's another thing that I think would have made the movie better is a dog. The dog at the beginning, I don't know if this was before or after, but of her doing that fighting pose in front of the security droid. But she sees the dog, thinks it's cute, and feeds her like a sandwich or like a burrito or something. I don't remember. But and that's basically it. So she just, we're just shown that she kind of thinks that the dog is cute, and we think that the dog is cute, and that was it. But later on, like towards the middle, half, or towards the middle of the movie, the octopus arm villain dude, at the bar, kills the dog, which is one of the main plot points of her, getting seriously mad. And that, I would understand. I mean, her getting mad because, the dude just kills the dog, but it would have been 100 times better, or should I say more emotional, if throughout the film they showed Alita with the dog interacting and showing us the chemistry between Alita and the dog. And so, we know how much she loves the dog and how much the dog loves Alita. And by showing that, and in the middle of the movie, or in when the octopus tentacle dude, villain guy, kills a dog, we get pissed, along even more than Alita, because we're in love with the dog by then also. So, they need to add those scenes to really sell that, of her getting super pissed and go full beast mode and kick the octopus arm dude's butt, and so so I wish they did that. And these kind of things apply to basically everyone, every character in the film, like Hugo and Dr. Ito, and there's just the chemistry wasn't there. There was just, I guess there were a lot of things that needed to be told within the 2-hour, 10-minute runtime. But, just cutting out those emotional chemistry scenes, it just doesn't, resonate with the audience. And I don't know, it's just, maybe I'm just getting old and I'm looking for these things more than when I was younger. But I definitely miss those. Maybe, if I was like a little kid, I would have just had a blast with this movie, with all the cool, action scenes, and Alita just, jumping around, doing her flip kicks, and, the arena battle, whatever, all the race scenes and everything, so, so, it really depends on the audience, I guess. But for me, those chemistry things I've been saying is very important, and I wish that those were in it. Maybe they were cut out. Maybe, if so, maybe they can do like a director's cut or something, or in the upcoming Blu-ray release. I'm definitely buying a 3D version because my TV is a 4K OLED TV, which has a superb 3D picture quality. I'm gonna go off subject again, but I'm a huge movie buff and home theater guy, so I do have other videos of showing my home theater and whatnot. So if you want to check those out, please do. I share with you. I'm sharing with you. I have a video of me sharing with you guys my home theater. So my verdict for now for this movie, I'm sorry for those guys that love this movie, but I give it a I'm sorry, super low score of 2 out of 10. If I'm talking about just the CGI of Alita, it would be like, I don't know, 7, 8 out of 10. It was fantastic. But as a movie as a whole, storytelling wise, I don't think they did a good job. I know James Cameron and Robert Rodriguez, they are great storytellers, and they could have done much better. And again, I haven't read the original manga, the comic, so if I have read it beforehand, it probably would have been a different experience. And I know there are a lot of fans out there, so I totally respect those who liked it, and I'm not saying you have to hate the movie or anything. It's just my personal experience. So yeah, so that's just I've been rambling for like 35 minutes now. But yeah, so yeah, but just as a fun popcorn flick, I liked it. It's nothing I hated or anything. Yeah, but I just wanted more story, more emotion, more chemistry, something that I can resonate with. And yeah, so maybe I'll do another review once I get the Blu-ray, the 3D Blu-ray. Hopefully the 3D version will include the cool Atmos track. Oh yeah, noting of the track, although the theater that I went to, it wasn't a Atmos theater, Dolby Atmos theater, I could tell that the sound mix was really well done. The sounds were coming from all over the place, and they were really top notch. So I can definitely tell. I know that the Blu-ray is going to be awesome in soundtrack and also in picture quality, especially with in the 20th Century Fox doing the Blu-ray. Yes, I'm really looking out for that. All right, so let me know what your thoughts of the movie down below, and I will see you on my next video. Thanks for watching. All right, bye.